fans' view. I better just change the Greg Taylor bit, but let's just get straight into it. There's no use mucking about. They are absolutely fuming this afternoon. Let's listen to this.
Scenes where the supporters group, the Union Bears, walked out during the game. It's a protest against the board, and I mean, there just seems to be a little bit of a disconnect right now between supporters and the club.
I mean, there's no doubt there is. I think a lot of fans, you can see somebody waving there.
I see somebody waving.
The Union Bears as well. There's definitely disconnect there, but I think that Rangers have won the game today. It's something to build on. It gives them an opportunity, to go and get another home win on Wednesday night against Aberdeen. But the key thing for Rangers is, that away form. That needs to be improved if they're going to. Well, they've absolutely no chance of winning the league. But to get that connection back, you need to start winning games away from home. The fans they spend a lot of money, and then they expect better. As I said, so listen. Fans group, everybody can say what they want. You don't want to see it, but you can say what you want if you've had enough.
How do they rebuild it? Is it just simply win games of football?
Win games of football. I mean, I know it sounds simple, but there's a lot of key factors that has to happen for allow that to take place. But win games of football. As I said, I think.
Let me just do this again, because what I am going to do is we need to get this on the screen. We need to see Boydie's face with this reaction. We really need to get it on the screen because it is just too much. It is just too much. 2 seconds, we'll do this. And then if we put this there, just to interact, and we will get it live on the screen. Yeah, just get it up there. And just do this. And get the hilarity, get the complete hilarity on screen. And there's the volume.
Aberdeen, and they were playing today against St Johnstone. They get a very comfortable victory at home, but there were scenes where the supporters group, the Union Bears, walked out during the game. It's a protest against the board, and I mean, there just seems to be a little bit of a disconnect right now between supporters and the club.
I mean, there's no doubt there is. I think a lot of fans, you can see somebody waving there. Probably had a go at the Union Bears as well. There's definitely disconnect there, but I think that Rangers have won the game today. It's something to build on. It gives them an opportunity, to go and get another home win on Wednesday night against Aberdeen. But the key thing for Rangers is, that away form. That needs to be improved if they're going to. Well, they've absolutely no chance of winning the league. But to get that connection back, you need to start winning games away from home. The fans they spend a lot of money, and then they expect better. As I said, so listen, fans group, everybody can say what they want. You don't want to see it, but you can say what you want if you've had enough.
So much for them doing walking away,
Is it just simply win games of football?
I mean,
it
sounds simple, but there's a lot of key factors that has to happen for allow that to take place. But win games of football, and there has been a decline since. And I know there's been a European final in there as well after that, but there has been a decline. One, I think, in the standard of player, that's dropped off. But Rangers need to find a way of better recruitment and start winning games of football, because they won't accept where they are right now. That's for sure.
They won't accept where they are right now. That's for sure. But in a far not too distant place. Not too far away.
Things really, really difficult.
No, definitely.
It was about in the second half, because I thought, and I don't know about you, Alex, but I thought in the first.
Great build up down the line. Diomande cuts it back because it gives St Johnstone all
to up the tempo again and go up again and go and get that fourth goal. Just to kill off.
Hang on. And at Ibrox, of all places, we're saying, let's hang on. Surely the players need to be having a look at themselves and giving themselves a kick up the backside, because that's the moment to run forward and go for it. The amount of opportunities we wasted. When I look at the first half, Connor, the passes were along the ground. They were quick, they were slick. That dressing room at half time was just.
I'll bring this point for our very own Ian Thompson up, even though he has misspelt my name. I mean, it's literally the same. But
could
it is. That a fair point, Aaron, about lack of strong mentality in terms of that draw. And and it did look like St Johnstone, for all they were out,
which is Leon King. He's going to have to come in. Subs obviously helped as well. He has to come back in. Salon came out with a great point. Wants to come in, unlock that defence.
Stop it, just getting a goal back. They'll keep going. And if we let the levels completely drop like we have, we could be in trouble on Wednesday.
well, it could be. And listen, it does not matter what form Aberdeen are on. We have this conversation every time that game comes up. Aberdeen are going to turn up at Ibrox. They're going to put in a shift. They're going to put in probably their second or third best performance of the season, because, of course, they done it at Pittodrie. We've seen it. They treated that like it was a Champions League final at Pittodrie. I mean, it was fireworks. It was the lot. You'd have thought that they were winning titles or something by beating us the way they went on about that game, which was quite frankly ridiculous, because they did not in any way treat Celtic going up to Pittodrie the same, despite the fact that they would have had an opportunity.
This is he just said that you think Aberdeen were winning titles the way that they reacted after Aberdeen won against them. This is the club who celebrate 3-3 draws and think that they're back in a title race.
To be keeping pace with them at the top of the table. But, at the end of the day, I think, going into that game, we do have to be on it more, and hopefully we will.
Yeah, they're scared that Aberdeen are coming.
I don't know what the drop-off was about in the second half, because I thought, and I don't know about you, Alex, but I thought in the first half, I thought St Johnstone were absolutely rancid.
And Alex Connor, my friend. Yeah, it was. Alex, fresh off the watch along with Aaron, who bailed me out at the last minute. Alex, how are you?
I am good, mate. I'm good. Obviously, same as Connor, ready to...
Is it? I think people now are at that stage where they are sort of voting with their feet, for want of a better term. If I was in the ground, would I have left at 55 minutes? Probably not. But that's just me. That's because I'm not wired that way. If I've spent hard-earned money to be there, then I'm not going to leave 55 minutes in. But I get why people did, because it's not good enough at all. And at the moment, I think Patrick Stewart,
tell us,
is somebody who this backing of Clement, this aimless backing of Clement, has to be said, because I don't know what he's backing. He's backing coming into this game 18 points behind them, which is nowhere near good enough. Now 15 points, whoopie do. Because we've got a win against a very poor St Johnstone side today, and it's again when he says things like, "Well, obviously we'll back him pending results improving." How much? You said it in the podcast that you done yesterday. How much worse did they need to get, particularly away from home? So I think most people finding it acceptable what's going on at the club, but the form of the performances, it's just about those people having a different way of voicing that and voicing their opinion. And that's the important thing. People can voice their opinions however they choose to.
100%. And
Alex, walking away.
For what it's worth, from my opinion on the whole situation, if you want to stay for 90 minutes, stay for 90 minutes. If you don't want to go, don't go. If you want to leave on the 55th minute today, then you leave. Everybody should be entitled to do whatever they want.
But they boo their own fans. They don't just boo the team anymore. They boo their own fans.
Nobody should feel pressured.
Pressured into just following the blue brigade.
Staying or leaving or whatever. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. What we can't have, what we don't need, is the Rangers support going after each other.
Yeah, bear on bear.
And calling people happy clappers, and you should be able to do whatever you want. Just because you stay for 90 minutes does not mean that you accept what's happening at Rangers. But just because you leave on the 55th minute doesn't mean that anything's going to change.
They changed the song from Simply the Best to Simply You Stay.
Because you don't go to the game doesn't mean that anything's going to change. I got a bit of abuse on Twitter for posting a video No idea why I was getting abused, but I got abused. But everybody's entitled to do whatever they think works best for them. Just don't turn on each other.
That's exactly what we need.
Just please don't turn on each other.
Stay united regardless. We can't be turning on each other, but
We can't be turning on each other. As damn Rangers are shite, we're turning on each other.
as we pointed out, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. If people want to leave, fair enough. But I think the biggest reaction from the Union Bears leaving was the fact they were booed. And it wasn't just one or two. You could tell it was pretty much the stadium was booing them. So
The
quite a loud
stadium.
reaction that the Union Bears got.
Oh, the stadium was against the Union Bears. The boo, surrender.
I said it during the watch along. The way that they left on, they were climbing over seats. So they were obviously trying to get out as quickly as they could. It wasn't the best image for the club. The cameras obviously tried to stay away from it as long as they could. But the red pan as they were climbing over the seats. But we pointed it out during the watch along. If you're going there with 3-4 people, you could be 100 odd quid down. To then leave at the 55th minute, you're throwing money away at that point to be doing that. The season tickets are already paid for. I think we pointed out it was 42,000 season tickets are paid for. That's not going to make a difference if you leave. You've already paid your ticket. So all you're doing is showing that as a support you're leaving. They had a good few tifos that made the statement, made the point. Surely that's enough of a point when they made it, the ones that they held up. Just to leave and then be booed by your own support doesn't paint that.
This is what happens when you turn on the nation.
No, and RTV obviously we're never going to fully focus on it, Connor. They did show, a couple of seconds of the banners and the fans walking out. But the board, and there was actually a bit during the game when there was a banner up. I can't remember because there was quite a few banners. I can't remember which one it was. But Patrick Stewart was staring Connor straight at it, so he gets the message.
He gets the message.
You're on mute. Yellow card.
They're now muting each other. They've now turned on each other. They're now bear on bear. They're now just muting each other. I'm muting you. Yellow cards. What the heck?
Apologies. Yes, he gets the message. I think he kind of get the message anyway. I think he knows where the fans are at. I think he knows the fans are done with Philippe Clement. But he's choosing at this moment in time to back him. In my opinion, that's a purely financial decision. Because for me, I think it's a case of the club feeling that they don't want to have to spend millions to sack him and then go through the process of recruiting a new manager, and then obviously all that entails and more wages needing to come in for that person. And I think that is the thing that's holding Clement in place right now, because he got that contract extension. I think if he hadn't got that contract extension in the summer of last year, I don't think he would still be here. But they've kind of been backed into a corner. That being said, he did say that it was, that results had to improve. That tells me, and maybe I'm wrong, but I've been around football for a long time and seen what happens in these situations. Normally, when a chairman of a club or a board comes out and says, yeah, we back the manager, but results need to improve, that usually means the next bad result you get, that or the one following it tends to be the end of the road. So I don't think it's necessarily that, it's nailed on in stone that he will be here until the summer, because I think if you get one or two more poor results away from home, then he won't have a choice, ultimately. But, we need to wait and see. That's another point as well, Andrew. Yeah, I mean,
we do need to wait and see. Meanwhile, this is what really happened at the game.
Ball into the box, Jack Sanders with a simple header, and that made it 3-1. But just a minute later, on the 55th minute, that was the planned moment that the Rangers fans were supposed to walk out. You'll remember.
It's not really 67 in the heat of Lisbon. It's 55. Let's climb out of the seats. 55. Let's climb out of the seats.
There was a
I'm a daddy. 55. We'll climb out of the seats.
Statement issued by the Union Bears fan group. They wanted, due to the dissatisfaction at the club, everyone to leave on the 55th minute. Now they did, and it looked quite dramatic. It's one entire section of the stadium, so it looked like quite a big deal, but then no one else really joined in. The rest of the Rangers fans started booing as that one section exited the stadium. So a really strange atmosphere all round, but the important thing on the pitch, Rangers...
The important thing on the pitch is people didn't really listen to them, thankfully.
Come on. That would then be I can't even think of the word. My apologies, but it wouldn't
Yeah, he's a manager.
be beneficial to us going forward, would it? It'd be counterproductive. That's the word I was looking for.
Surely you bring them in on short-term deals, even if it's a short-term sort of 6-month loan to buy deals. That gives an option then that if Clement is removed and relieved of his duties, then the next manager can come in, and if they look at them and decide they don't fancy those players, they don't have to keep them.
Yeah, this is I'm talking about the fact that the Rangers put out a statement yesterday saying that Clement's getting to buy no more players.
In the summer, they can make that choice for themselves. I think that's the kind of deals I'd be striking right now at the club, because I wouldn't want to bring people in on permanent contracts, and then if a manager comes in, if Clement goes and doesn't like them, then they're stuck with them. Albeit that happens to every manager anyway in football, usually. But we'll call back some sort of respectability in the gap. Because right now we're under serious jeopardy of Celtic breaking our record of a couple of years ago, which was 25 points.
No! I'm going to break 55 and 25.
That could go. This season, it's only 10 points off of that.
They're now greeting about a record. Oh, come on. I want Celtic to win the league by 26 points just to rub it in this year. 26 points and take that 55 away.
And you've still got to play them twice. Don't forget. So that's where the levels and areas of improvement have to come. It's the only way that you can see there is some way forward is by doing that. And it's not much to be honest, but it's about all we can control, really.
I've got to love the chat on it, even though they didn't know that I was obviously watched at this point. But they're just the bigotry that's came out in the heads of that lot is unbelievable, and it is unbelievable. But it's funny. It's absolutely funny.
Yeah. And look, Jock Blue's saying, look, the players are brought in for
Jock Blue.
Rangers, not Clement. Yeah, but we're in a financial position where you bring in 2, 3, 4, 5 players, and they sack Clement at the end of the season, or the results don't improve and he gets sacked. The new manager comes in and he goes, I don't fancy those players. Then we're not in a position to replace those players. That for me is why I maybe I'm in the minority.
I did mean the Scottish Cup. I did mean the Scottish.
Yeah, do you know, I hate it being called the Scottish FA Cup.
Because the FA Cup down south has been on today, and I've obviously seen bits of results of that. I've got FA Cup in the brain, but it is obviously Scottish. So technically, it's the Scottish FA Cup. That's its
it's not. No, it's not. It's the Scottish.
Bear on bear action in the. Now they're talking about the cup. It's bear on bear cup action. It's bear on bear cup action.
So technically, it's the Scottish FA Cup. That's its
it's not. No, it's not. It's the Scottish Cup
today, and I've obviously seen bits of results of that. I've got FA Cup in the brain, but it is obviously Scottish. So technically, it's the Scottish FA Cup. That's its
it's not. No, it's not. It's the Scottish Cup.
It's the Scottish FA Cup.
See that? Try to make it English. That doesn't matter.
Come on, Dave. Oh, he just said that. Trying to make it English.
It's a Scottish Cup. It's not the Scottish FA.
Results of that. I've got FA Cup in the
Hey, listen to this again. This will get turned into a YouTube short. This one.
brain, but it is obviously Scottish. So technically, it's the Scottish FA Cup. That's
it's not. No, it's not. It's the Scottish Cup.
See
that? Try to make it English. That doesn't matter. It's a Scottish Cup. It's not the Scottish FA Cup. The Scottish Cup was there before the FA Cup, so don't give me that nonsense. Right, Alex, on to the game then. I've actually, my opinion.
My sides, man. My sides. Oh, Jesus, man. Oh, them shouting, trying to make it English. And, oh, Jesus. Unbelievable. The Union Jack flag waving, simply singing about the king and getting the paratroopers in, getting the military into abseil into Ibrox, and they're talking about, I don't like it when we make it English.
He's kind of flowed back and forth on this, right? But kind of sort of first half, the results don't improve and he gets sacked. The new manager called the Scottish FA Cup.
Because the FA Cup down south has been on today, and I've obviously seen bits of results of that. I've got FA Cup in the brain, but it is obviously Scottish. So technically, it's the Scottish FA Cup. That's its
it's not. No, it's not. It's the Scottish Cup.
Which is Scottish FA Cup.
See that, try to make it English, that doesn't matter. It's a Scottish Cup, it's not the Scottish FA Cup. The Scottish Cup was there before the FA Cup, so don't give me that nonsense.
I can't take it. I think that's probably the best way to... Oh my goodness. Anyway, he knows it's the FA Cup, it's the Scottish FA Cup. Ange's getting the break at Spurs, yes. Who cares about Ange? Anyway, that's been done and dusted for this video. I hope you enjoyed that. That was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm going to get some tea. On that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are.